My style is definitely contemporary, and I go for contemporary, especially in my round reed double wall baskets. I want to make it appealing, to a younger generation. If they see these colors and they think, oh, that's really cool. So I definitely want something to catch somebody's eye, because my basket might be similar to somebody else's, but the color, it can catch somebody's eye, and that's what a lot of people tell me. They say that they can walk into a gallery and they can tell it's my work just by the way it looks, and that's what I go for. I want it to be Cherokee, but I want it to be recognized as mine.
Everything that it takes to teach the basket. It's a lot of hard work, but anybody can do it. Each and every one of my baskets are different. You'll never find two alike. People seem to really enjoy the basket standing out, and I really do too. I like the brightness of it. Things will come to mind that I have to put into play, like the turtles. Turtles represent a long life. That just kind of stuck with me. And it took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted to make the turtles, how to make them right. I still learn and do things different, even from that time, and I learned a lot from the Cherokee Heritage Center.
Take root. And some people cut that off, but I weave with that. To me, it gives it character. If stuff like that's kind of sticking out and collectors can tell it's a natural material. As far as dye goes, they call it walnut, but here we call it butternut. But it's related to the walnut, but it's a little bit different. They would use the walnut hull itself, but also part of the root. Well, this is a natural color. This is what it would look like, without dyeing it. Like I said, I'll leave those little roots. And this one right here is a traditional color that's done with black walnut hulls and also part of the root that I boil. You can get these whenever they're all green, they're fresh or whatever, it'll still work. But I like to get the ones that are already starting to turn black, because that black, that's what the dye comes from, out of the hulls. Doesn't matter if they're already half rotten or whatever, it'll still work. I was always interested, in my Cherokee culture and my Cherokee background and heritage. Whenever I first started making baskets, after I made the first one, it was just like I felt a connection to all my ancestors and to our past. And I knew that basketry was something that had continued, pretty much nonstop since time of pre-contact. And it's one of the only art forms that we have that has continued in some way. It's evolved and it's changed over the years, but it's still continued. I think every Cherokee person needs to learn how to make a basket, because, like I said, it's a direct connection to our past. Right now, basketry is flourishing, in the Cherokee Nation, but I'm 43 years old. I'm one of the youngest people that's actively pursuing baskets, making baskets as an art. Even though it's flourishing now, in another 10 or 20 years, it could be in danger if younger people don't take an interest.
A long time ago,
if you don't know, you gotta learn how to identify it first, and it grows not tall, maybe 3 feet tall, and it grows berries, and that's the easiest way to identify it is those little berries, they're just kind of clusters, not very big. That's the best kind if you can get some like that, but after that, it's just coil it up or however you want to store it, until you get ready to make your basket. For one about that size, it'd probably take about 30 inches, and you cut 12 of the same length, and then you divide those into 6, and then a half of one, and you cross the 6 together, but you always make sure that the 6 that's in your right hand goes over the ones that's in your left hand, or it won't come out right when you start weaving.
I remember Granny used to have the big pots sitting out and soaking, and we'd go and play in it and get in trouble. I didn't know they were.
I know. She would tell you.
I guess it was always around. We always did our arts, so they were always exposed to it. I had my 2 sons and my daughter. They could weave. The weaving part is real easy. It's just the processing is what takes so much.
I'm going to be splitting it in half first. And my wrist has to stay very straight and taut. When I come to a joint, we've got to get it down thinner and thinner. I'll split the cane again and force for it to be more pliable. Then when I'm ready, I gather enough river cane, then we start dyeing it. We'll see what color of the orange shade it makes. But we have 2 dyes that we mostly use. It's bloodroot and the black walnut that we gathered.
The diagonal weave is very challenging. I can look at a real pretty pattern and I start counting. This one starts with 108 splints. And then these are the splints on the outside. I've added half of them in bloodroot. Those are the orangey colors. You know, we do have our patterns that we do. Noonday sun, double piece pipe. I have Chief's Daughter here on the top. Man in the Coffin, Chief's Heart. That's one of my favorite patterns to weave.
When you're able to take a gift from nature and then create a useful object, you know, it's a great accomplishment. It's been provided for us in order for us to provide for ourselves. It's all interwoven.
Captivating march, that Southern charm, history and culture at nearly every turn.
I do this so many times, it's a crying shame.
But here on Highway 17, just outside Charleston, there's no image that strikes the soul like those sweetgrass baskets of the Gullah Geechee people.
Ace, you love talking about the Gullah culture.
I love my community. I absolutely love it. There is nothing like being Gullah in the world.
42-year-old Andrea Cayetano Jefferson has her own business, weaving these intricate baskets since she was a child.
I would be ashamed to, in high school, it's not just basket, it's art. It's like I'm an artist.
Each basket one of a kind, taking days, weeks, even months to create, made by those who have a skill African-American ancestors viewed as a gift from God.
Our technique was actually brought from Sierra Leone.
The craft came to South Carolina in the 1600s when enslaved West Africans were brought to these shores.
They needed something to carry whatever they were carrying or shafting the rice.
When you think about that link to West Africa,
it actually make me proud of who I am, knowing that our ancestors were able to create such beautiful things even in the harshness.
Sewing and educating.
And it's our job as ambassadors of these baskets, of our culture.
Baskets made of bulrush, a tough marsh grass, were important tools on rice plantations. Over generations, pine needles, palms, and sweetgrass were added.
We'll insert enough grass to keep that coil consistent.
From agricultural tools to decorative items, these highly sought-after baskets can last a lifetime, worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
It's cultural, it's an art form, it's made by your hands.
Today, because of development, those precious materials are a little harder to find.
Yes, I want to start an initiative to have basket weavers grow sweetgrass in their own yards.
Back on Highway 17 in Mount Pleasant, designated Sweetgrass Basket Makers Highway.
It's a family affair.
We get together and it's a weaving party.
Andrea Cayetano Jefferson's 19-year-old daughter, Chelsea, has the skills.
Is it tough? Is it hard?
Yes.
Yes, it is hard.
You definitely need to have patience for this. I definitely feel like basket weaving will be in my life forever, but learning my culture definitely helps me learn more about weaving.
Today's makers know it will take the next generation to keep this tradition alive, but there's an immense pride knowing these beautiful baskets are woven into the history of America.